I go for refuge to the Sangha. And resolve with all things. I will seek peace and happiness for the many. And transform this world into Buddha lands. Okay, on this 10th day of June, 2026, May, on this 10th day of May, 2026, we acknowledge that this land where our temple buildings stand has been the home of Native peoples, the Potawatomi, the Odawa, and the Ojibwe, the Council of the Three Fire Tribes, and also of Black Americans, We know that this neighborhood used to be a historically Black neighborhood during times of sanctioned racial segregation and oppression. For our own awakening and for the awakening of all life, may the benevolent energies of our meditation, chanting, and full presence here at the service this morning extend to all beings on this planet and throughout time and space. May there be a deepening of our interbeing. May peace prevail and wars cease. So we now make 3 vows. And please return to your places for another brief period of meditation. Please join me in some stretching. Please sit comfortably. So good morning, everyone. Welcome in from the 10 Directions.
Morning, Mom.
So let's begin today with a reading from the Dhammapada. Each week at the temple, we read a different page. And this is the page that we are reading for this week. To be a mother is sweet, and a father. It is sweet to live arduously and to master yourself. Oh, how sweet it is to enjoy life, living in honesty and strength. And wisdom is sweet, and freedom. So May, in and of itself, is a very sweet month, even though I seem to think it's June. It's very celebratory because as we go outside, we notice that everything is just bursting. Nature is just bursting into bloom. We're moving from spring to summer, and these beautiful flowers suddenly have bloomed on our altar. So there's graduations. We always have a precept ceremony in May. We have Buddha's birthday, and we have Mother's Day. So I always appreciate Mother's Day. I appreciate that it coincides so closely with Buddha's birthday because I think the two are highly related. So when we celebrate Buddha's birthday in a couple of weeks, we will be reading the story of the Buddha's birth and about the Buddha's mother, Maya. And during Buddha's birthday, we also these dedicate lanterns, these beautiful lanterns that are hanging above us, will have dedications hanging from them. And oftentimes, people, when they're writing their dedications, do write some sort of dedication to their mother. So in our everyday lives, it is Mother's Day, and so of course we're going to talk about mothers. In our everyday lives, our relationships with our mothers are very complex. Sometimes they are warm and positive. Other times they're full of conflict. And, sometimes in Buddhism, even the image it's one of love and compassion. That's one image. And another image is that of attachment and desire. So there's examples of that too. But in Buddhism, we like to water the positive seeds. And so today, I'm going to be sharing a little poetry and some verses with you regarding the positive aspects of motherhood. As we do this, I invite you to, as you listen, take the stance that all of us are mothers. Even if we may have not given birth, we're still mothers. Because in nourishing these seeds, what we're doing is we're nourishing mother love, compassion, wisdom, these kinds of things. Okay. So here is the first one. So this poem is called The Mother of Wisdom by Adele Tomlin, who is a poet and a practitioner in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. And from this modern day mother, we have this. For there to be a birthday, there must be a mother and a child. But who causes who to arise? For something to be born, there must be a cause. But when does the seed become the tree? For the seed to grow, there must be conditions. But when do the sun, earth, and air become growing? For something to die, there must be change. But when does the change become the death? For there to be objects, there must be words. But when did the words become the objects? All I know is when I watch you sleep, even the words love and compassion fall away, like countless tears from a billion mothers into a deep ocean of timeless peace. Child, you are my guru, my suffering, my joy. You gave birth to me, a mother, and for that I am eternally grateful. Just pause and contemplate that for a moment. So the next reading is from a much loved sutra, the Metta Sutta. And there is an excerpt in the middle, and so we're picking this up about in the middle, that says, even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, freed from hatred and ill will, whether walking or standing, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness, one should sustain this recollection. So the first reading was about wisdom. This particular reading is about loving kindness and compassion, another seed that we can cultivate within ourselves, because that is a very vast ambition, to cherish all living beings, to radiate kindness over the entire world. In Buddhism, there are 4 Brahma Viharas, four divine abodes or types of love. So loving kindness, compassion, equanimity, and sympathetic joy. From the Path of Purification by Buddhaghosa, a 5th century Theravadan scholar, we have these connections between mother love and between these 4 abodes. Loving kindness, a mother's love for her infant child. Compassion, a mother's love for her sick child. Sympathetic joy, a mother's love for her adolescent child. Equanimity, a mother's love for her adult child. So mother love is it's sort of motherhood. It is a metaphor for these qualities of compassion, loving kindness, these various states of love and wisdom. And these are qualities of a bodhisattva, not only of a Buddha, but of a bodhisattva, which we all aspire to. And we have examples in our tradition. We have 2 examples on our altar. This is Chitang Posal, the bodhisattva of great vows who goes to hell realms to save people. And this one is Kwanseum Posal. Kwanseum Posal in particular is, although an androgynous figure, is often associated with, women and mothers. So this is a description of Kwanseum Posal, the bodhisattva of great compassion and the hearer of cries. This comes from the Kuan-Im Zen School. Born from a ray of light, pure and bright, from Amitabh's right eye's soft light. She came to walk the world's long road, to hear the cries of all who are lost. Her white robes flow like the morning dew, a crown of gold with Amitabh's view. A third eye open, seeing deep, the suffering hidden, the pain unseen. She holds the flask of Amita, nectar of grace, to heal the wounded, to soothe the face of sorrow, to calm the storm within, to sprinkle dew on every sin. Her willow branch, a gentle hand, sprinkles sweet dew on the land, on children weeping, on travelers far, on those who grieve and those who are scarred. In Korea's temple, she is known a bodhisattva of boundless tone, not bound by gender, not by form, but by compassion ever warm. She listens, sees, acts with care, 1,000 eyes, 1,000 prayers, to guide the soul to peace and light, to rest in Amitabha's pure white night. So when the world is heavy, cold, and voices rise in silent hold, call on Kwanseum Posel, hearer of cries. She will come and bring you skies. And one more poem to water our seeds this morning. This is from Pachipati. Pachipati, yes. The Buddha's aunt, his stepmother who raised him. The woman who is said to have composed the poem Pachipati is the Buddha's stepmother and a queen of the Sakyas. Her younger sister was Maya, married to King Suddhodana only after Pachipati herself was unable to conceive an heir. Queen Maya died in childbirth, and it was Pachipati who raised Gautama as her own son. After his enlightenment, Pachipati also left the palace and became the first of the bhikkhunis, the order of nuns. And so this is her poem, her enlightenment poem. Buddha hero, praise be to you, you the foremost among all beings, you who have released me from pain and so many other beings too. All suffering has been understood. The source of craving has withered. Cessation has been touched by me on the Eightfold Path. I've been a mother and a son before, and father, brother, grandmother too. Not understanding what was real, I flowed on without finding peace. But now I've seen the Blessed One. This is my last compounded form. The onflowing of birth has expired. There is no more rebecoming now. See the gathering of followers putting forth effort, self-control, always with strong resolution. This is how to honor the Buddhas. Surely for the good of so many did Maya give birth to Gautama, who bursts asunder the mask of those stricken by sickness. Now, having watered our seeds with these poems, I invite your reflection on two questions. Number one, what is something you learned from your mother? Number two, how do you cultivate your own mother? And so let's see, pass the microphone, whoever would like to speak.
First of all, I'd like to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers here in the audience today. And I'd like to say the orange flowers I brought for Haju to show my honor and my respect to her. And I told her from my heart that every time I see her, I see the presence of my mother, the spiritual presence of my own mother. So I brought them flowers out of honor and respect for Mother's Day, which I would have gave to my mother. Now to the question, I'll make this real brief. My mother, I'm one of 7 siblings of a single mother. And my dad decided, it's in the 50s, my dad decided he wanted to go live out one of his little fantasies. And he left my mother and his 7 children. My own man asked me, what did I learn from her? I never met a stronger, more powerful woman in my life. She showed endurance, patience, tolerance, strength, courage, devotion, and love. And she would always say, Audrey, when we went to school, y'all stick together. My grandfather came over one day to speak with her because she was his oldest child. And they went in another room to talk. And we all stood outside the door. And we heard our mother scream, nobody's taking my babies from me. And she lived that. So I honor her. All the strength I have and the courage came directly from my mother. And I'm proud to say, of all the mothers in the world, I'm glad she was mine. Thank you. Love you.
I'm also one of 7 or more.